This is session 10 of the Sheltered Instruction Training. In this session, we're going to continue to learn about and discuss the fifth component of SIOP, which is interactions. We're going to watch a video on the second part of interactions, and we're going to discuss various activities incorporating interactions.
Now, once they're in groups, here are some cooperative learning activities. You can do an information gap activity, a jigsaw, 4 corners, numbered heads together, a round robin or round table discussion, a questionnaire with interviews, a 3-step interview, story summaries, a literature study group, writing headlines, where students summarize text by giving it a headline, science and math investigations, or a think, pair, share. Let's take a look at feature 18. Sufficient wait time for student responses are consistently provided. So what is wait time? Wait time is the time the teacher waits after asking a question and before selecting a student to answer it. Increasing the wait time will give students a chance to process what they have heard and formulate answers in their mind. There is no magic number. It has been set as high as 45 to 90 seconds or as little as 8 seconds. ELs need time to process the question, formulate an answer, and then translate that information into English. So let's ask yourself these questions. Do you give students sufficient wait time to respond? Do you complete their sentences? Do you call on a different student before allowing the first student that you called an opportunity to respond? So why wait? ELs need time to translate, often in their head. So wait about 5 to 8 seconds before moving on. Rephrase your questions so less language work is needed, and provide a hierarchy of question types. Allow the students to write answers while waiting for one student to respond. And build in wait time, maybe by saying on the count of 3, we will all respond, or counting to 8 in your head, or simply walking across the room will build in some of that wait time. So what are some strategies you can do to ensure that you are providing ample wait time? You can do a turn to your neighbor and talk, numbered heads activity, a lecture recitations, a thumbs up, thumbs down so all students are involved, choral response, a think, pair, share, jigsaw, a 3-minute pause, and team statements where they have to collaborate and interact with peers. So moving on to feature 19, ample opportunity for students to clarify key concepts in their L1. Ample opportunities when possible. Only used to clarify the key concepts. This could be done with an aide, with a peer, or offer the text in their L1 or their native language. So when, how, and why do we use a student's L1 or native language in the classroom? Teachers often use the L1 in the beginning and intermediate classes to give instructions, to explain meanings of words, to explain complex ideas, to explain complex grammar points. Students may use it to ask each other clarifying questions, express frustrations concerning their lack of understanding, clarify meaning of words in their L2, find new words in L2 which correspond to already known words in L1. This might be cognates or words that look similar in both languages. Use language to process complex concepts. Build shared meaning while evaluating written tasks through shared discussions. First language support encourages students to use the L1 at appropriate times. You can encourage students to use their L1 at appropriate times to identify their prior knowledge, brainstorm, or to clarify concepts. Training bilingual paraprofessionals to preview lessons or discuss concept and then bringing them in to help those students. You can obtain native language materials for students to preview the lessons. You can organize peer tutoring or buddy programs. Promote parent-student discussion of what was learned in school or how a concept applies in their culture or their country. And using dictionaries. But be careful to use caution with some of the online translators. Our township provides personal dictionaries in Arabic, Burmese, Chin, and Spanish. And they're available through the EL office or through your EL teachers. Here's some interaction techniques. Turn to your partner, foreheads in the middle, volunteer your partner, explain a process to your partner, choral reading, a reader's theater, drama, or play, a conga line, 2 lines with a position and a question. There should be laws versus no laws, and have lines face each other to discuss. And similar to the conga line, the inside-outside circle. So how can you encourage ELs to participate in the classroom in a non-threatening way? You can reduce the level of task difficulty by giving students more time to do on the task, bringing the task within the student's experience, or providing the experience that they need or the background information needed for that task. Allow students to collaboratively solve tasks with peers. Provide students with task guidance through modeling and demonstrations. And attend to individual students' needs and abilities. You could promote positive attitudes among the students. Change students' negative beliefs and attitudes towards mistakes by talking about them. You could boost students' self-confidence through academic feedback and lower students' anxiety in the classroom. You could build a supportive learning environment by encouraging peer support in the classroom and modeling that behavior, by being sensitive when assigning students into groups, tolerating the L1 use when appropriate, and making the classroom environment a non-threatening place, and also introducing opportunities for students to speak English outside the class. So let's take a look at our content objectives. Did we select from a variety of activities that promote interaction? And did we understand purpose of student-to-student interaction for language development? How do we use our language today? Did we write and discuss the use of strategies in the classroom? Describe strategies to reduce the amount of teacher talk in a lesson? And identify resources to support student clarification in native language or their L1? Listed grouping configurations and reflecting on strategies to increase wait time. Thanks for your time today.
Let's look at some activities that incorporate interaction. There's dinner party, where the students are holding discussions by role-playing a character from a story, novel, historical figure, etc. Find your match. Students interact with class members with matching words, concepts written on a card. When a match is found, students sit down until everyone is matched. Frozen moment. The students interpret a piece of literature using pantomime. There's the gallery walk, where the teacher will post charts, pictures around a room with a question on top and a response board underneath. Students write the response on the board. In great performances, students act out a researched event to demonstrate that person's actions, realization, and reactions to the event. Group response with a whiteboard. This is where the students in a group share responses and write their best response on a whiteboard. If the group answer is wrong, they choose another group to answer. Inside-outside circle. One group sits in a circle facing outwards with a second group facing the first. Questions are posed and the inner group answers to the outer group. In reader, writer, speaker, response triads, a group of three, a reader, a writer, and a speaker, gets a reading assignment. The reader reads it to the writer, who takes notes. The speaker reports to the whole class. Take a stand. The students stand up or stay seated in response to a statement. In You Are There, upon researching an event, students take on the role of a specific character to be interviewed by the class to determine that character's identity. This is the end of Session 10. Thank you.